Hi everyone, and welcome. This will be round 4 of this Pfalz Open that I just finished yesterday. This game was played 2 days ago, so I actually told you the result of it in the previous video, but just in case you didn't see it, I'm not going to tell you until it actually happens. I played, so the first 3 rounds didn't go as I expected. I only had 1 point out of 3. And I played against this guy who had lost the first 2 rounds and then got a bye. So I thought, this is my chance. He was about 1400 rated. So I had just won round 3, so I thought, well, maybe this is the beginning of a comeback. So he played reasonably well, but yeah, let's just go through it quickly. There's not too much to see. E4, I played black here, yeah. C5, knight f3. I'm sorry, yeah. Knight f3, d6, knight c3. This is still possible. This is not an anti-Sicilian yet. I can play knight f6, or what I played is also okay, a6. So I'm preparing for the knight dwarf in case he plays d4. I can just take and play knight f6, and we're back to my variation, but he didn't go for this. So now he started with slightly irritating moves, but let's let's go. So a4, yeah, this is already, he said, okay, well, you want to play b5, I'm gonna stop you from that. I said, okay, I'm just gonna try to develop knight f6, d3, and usually what you do in the Sicilian, if white doesn't play too actively, is actually this bishop. Of course, it can't really come out here. I could play with e6, bishop e7, and some kind of bishop f6, but what is more natural is to play g6. g6, he's playing bishop e2, bishop g7, bishop e3. So here I could have tried to irritate him by playing knight g4. This is the kind of typical reason why this bishop maybe doesn't belong there. But I mean, maybe bishop g5 is possible or something. But let's just forget about this. Now I managed to find knight c6, so this was the thing that I didn't do. Last time I tried to play with the pawns last time, and it didn't really work out. Knight c6. He played queen d2. Short castles, and now I thought, well, there's no way he can castle long here and play g4, g5. I mean, honestly, from the way he was playing with his a4 and stuff, a4 generally is a bad idea when you want to castle long, because it weakens b4, it weakens all these squares. Short castles, but the point behind his queen d2 was none of this, was just to exchange my bishop. He said, okay, well, this guy has a plan. He had a plan with a6, he wants to play b5, I'm gonna stop it. He has a plan with his bishop, try to pressurize b2 or whatever, I'm gonna stop that too. I mean, of course, you can always play this way, so and there's very little I can do about this. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna try. So knight b4, it's basically because a4 was there, I can come in here and sometimes maybe play d5, sometimes maybe bishop d7, b5. Yeah, I had some kind of ideas behind it, but yeah, immediately what I'm threatening is taking the bishop and then taking c2. Perhaps I could have done it a move earlier as well, so taking the bishop, because this queen isn't gonna check, although yeah, actually it might checkmate me, but yeah, that's it doesn't seem like it. So maybe taking and knight b4, and now if he comes back, I think this, yeah, I mean, castle's long again, I don't really believe in it. Maybe he would have just come back. Maybe rook c1, yeah. But yeah, queen d2 maybe. And anyway, I just let it go. Okay, so let's stop the engine for now. Knight b4, he took, I took, and now he decided to just castle short. I just played bishop d7. I'm sorry, no. He played knight a2, so he wants to exchange all my pieces. He doesn't want to do anything. So knight a2, and yeah, I just said, yeah, I'm just gonna come back and think of something else to do. So knight a2, knight c6, and now he castled short. I played bishop d7. So I'm trying to push b5. Actually, the computer wants to exchange this bishop for this knight, which actually I think makes a lot of sense. So what I can do here is exchange this bishop for this knight, and then this bishop will be kind of stuck behind its own pawns. So it will kind of have limited scope. So you may notice that what's going on in this position is that there's nothing really going on. We haven't exchanged any pawns, which means that maybe knights will be a little bit better than bishops. That would be an interesting. So something like, I don't know, bishop g4. Let's assume maybe he takes. Yeah, he plays h3, takes, and now something like knight d4. He doesn't really want to let me ruin the pawn structure, so probably he will play, I don't know, bishop e2, and maybe now I can play b5, and then suddenly I have some kind of queenside play here. I don't know, what does the computer say? Yeah, tiny advantage for me. Yeah, knight c1. Yeah, this knight doesn't really belong on c3. I can always hunt it away with b4. d3, c3 at the moment is not possible at all because I can play knight b3. But even without that, I don't think you want to play c3. Then maybe I will have some play against d3 or something. So I think this was an interesting idea. Just give up the bishop. It's not like I'm leaving him with a bishop pair anyway. So bishop d7. And now he played b4 and offered me a draw. This was after about maybe an hour of play. So, like I said, yeah, we start playing at 9 a.m., right? And this was 10. I said, there's no way I'm gonna accept this draw offer. I mean, it's not that I'm better here. I knew I'm not better, but I just thought, yeah, I mean, I'm coming here, yeah, I'm paying like 40 euros to participate in a tournament, and woke up at 7 a.m. to get to the tournament at 9, and then I'm just gonna take a draw so early. And of course I also wanted to win, so I mean, and b4, I thought this is a strange move, but actually, of course, you know, positionally it makes a lot of sense. You're trying to exchange a b pawn, so if I don't do anything, he can essentially exchange the b pawn for a d pawn, so he will be able to take a c pawn, and I will have to recapture with the d1. So that's generally speaking a very good deal, giving away a b for a d pawn. Of course, these are small nuances and so on, but yeah, there you go. You will see kind of a bigger deal in this position in a few moves. b4. And I said, I'm gonna try to do something interesting here. Knight d4. If he... probably the easiest would have been to just take this, takes, and now queen c7, and try to play down the c file. So actually this is a very common theme in the Sicilian, that you're playing at the c file, except that normally what's going on is white has a b pawn and not a d pawn. I hope in the video you can hear the difference between the two letters. So B from Berlin, he would have to try to play down this file, so in the center on the D file, and that's a lot harder than playing down the B file, because of course this B7 pawn is a bit weak. I can try to cover it in various ways, but Or of course I can try to push b5 through, which was my idea for a long time. But yeah, there you go. I think this is also kind of equal. Again, yeah, like whatever. Yeah, c4 is not something I would be afraid of. Although, okay, so d4 square is a bit weak, but of course it will take quite a bit of time to occupy. Yeah, this one, and yeah, actually e5 looks quite good. So e5 is a typical structure in the Sicilian, would be e5 and d6 pawns, although in the normal Sicilian you would have the open d file again. So again, that's a pretty big difference here that we shouldn't forget, that this d6 pawn is not that weak here, but not the main point here. So it would have been an interesting game and a little bit unbalanced, which is what I was trying to do in this game. Do some kind of unbalance, some kind of play, you know. It's not that, oh my god, I'm so much better than him. Although, of course, you know, like when I sit down, I do think that, especially when it's 300 points between us. But it's not that. The main point is I want to be able to say, oh, this was an interesting game. I'm happy to have played it. It turns out that yeah, so this knight d4 wasn't bad or anything. He just I mean, he played well. I mean, I'm not they kind of sound disparaging, and you know, I'm sorry, but I did feel like I should be able to win somehow, but I didn't try too hard or anything. So anyway, I always feel like I'm doing this meta analysis. If not during the game, then in the analysis afterwards. It's much better to just stick to the chess. So knight d4. He took, I took back. I need the charger again, yeah. How much? Okay. I'll be right back. I will try to cut this off. Welcome back. I hope you didn't... Yeah, I hope I did manage to cut out the bad parts. Well, I mean... I would have to cut out the whole video if I were to cut out the bad parts, but okay. B takes, D takes. And now he went on a kind of a curious adventure with this knight. So he went knight c1. And now I played bishop c6. So my idea was the following. And I mean, you can say that maybe it's a trap or something, but suppose he plays c3 here, which I thought was his idea. Then I have the following move. Knight takes e4. I mean, I hope so. I didn't check, but I'm pretty sure this is a good move. Yeah, so that's the point. Yeah, knight takes e4. So knight takes e4, and if he takes, then I have this discovered attack on the queen. So that's kind of a cool move. I was, yeah. Again, not that I'm really hoping for him to fall for it or whatever. So in the analysis I said, you saw I was trying to do this. He said, okay, I don't know. So he didn't see it, but yeah, I mean, playing for traps is not the main point. But of course, this bishop actually is nice on c6, so better than on d7. Bishop c6, queen c3. And now I decided on the following simplification. So I just couldn't really see a very good good move here. So I just said, okay, let's just keep it simple. Queen d4. So he was attacking c5. So other than this, I think this is actually the computer main line as well. And you can see it's totally equal here. Rook c8 maybe also interesting. Yeah. So if I play queen c3, rook c8. If he's trying to take, pretty sure, yeah, I have some kind of a trick. Takes, bishop takes, and then I'm gonna start collecting everything here. So c2, f3. I'm gonna wrap up. Of course, it's not decisive, but it's a nice position. So yeah, rook c8 would have been better here, I guess. Of course, he wouldn't have taken. Pretty sure he wouldn't have. So he's a cautious player. He wouldn't have put his queen on the same file as the rook. So this, something like this. And I don't know, what does the computer think? Yeah, just like normal play. I mean, you know, nothing dramatic. Super boring position, but at least there is this kind of imbalance between the two files. Knight f3, and now he played knight e2, which is a good move actually. Yeah, he's finally activating this knight, and I have kind of little choice but to take. And now comes the moment in which I made the blunder. So I mean, there's almost every round I can say that I blundered, which is not a good ratio. No, that's an overstatement, but too many blunders is definitely true. And the blunder in this case was b5. And now the moment I played b5, actually I saw it so many times. I saw, okay, look, not so many times, but there's only 2 or 3 moves. So many times I saw. Okay, look, b5, if you play b5, you're gonna have your bishop unprotected. So he can play e5 sometimes. So please, for the love of God, check if the e5 is possible. And I don't know why, I just played b5 after, yeah, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes of thought, because I thought, well, okay, maybe e6 here. e6 to keep out his knight. I think e6 is probably the best move, actually. In fact, in that case, e6, I can even play knight d5 and try to get back to center, because I kind of lost it with this pawn exchange. Although, yeah, no, that actually makes no sense. But yeah, so this would be a nice position for me, I think, or at least it's not bad. Probably it would have been like a double rook endgame, and probably it would have been a draw, which is a lot more than what I got in this game. So b5, he has e5 right now. He didn't play it, yeah. So a takes b5. I was thinking, what can I do here? If I because so the moment I played b5, I saw e5. The second I pressed the clock, he was sitting there. We were sitting at the same table. He didn't see it. He was sitting there thinking, and I was sitting there and I thought, am I getting red? What's going on? I have to keep a poker face. Please, please, don't do anything. I'm pretty sure I didn't have a proper poker face. He didn't notice. Okay, so he takes. I take back. And now he takes. Rook takes. So e5 is still possible here. Mr. Stockfish can tell. Yeah. e5 is still there. Just in case you didn't see why. So b5, e5. And if I take this, he takes this. I take, he takes. So actually I showed them his variation. So as I mentioned, again, all due respect, but I'm just relating how it went. So just after the game I said, you know, you could have played e5 and then you just win a piece. And he said, e5, b5, what? Can you show me? So we went downstairs, I showed him, and he says, yeah, but I mean, you know, the pawn structure is ruined. I have these isolated pawns. I said, yeah, but you have a piece. You want a piece. And he said, oh, I want a piece. That's so cool, whatever. So even after showing him, he didn't get it. But okay, look, he beat me. Okay, so I'm worse than him. At least in this game, for sure, I was worse than him. So I have absolutely no right to criticize him for any of this. But just in case you are wondering what happened, this is actually what happened. Okay, G takes f3, and yeah, it does mean that I'm kind of a bad loser. But especially, so the main point is it's worse to lose against somebody who doesn't know all the coordinates and so on than to lose against a grandmaster. And I mean, I'm sorry, but this is exactly what happened. But it's also not like I demonstrated such deep chess knowledge here, and I just got unlucky with a blunder. No, I mean he was basically outplaying me anyway. I was trying to do stuff, and he just parried all my ideas. And in the end, yeah, I mean, if this position is better for anyone, I would say it's better for him. So it's not that I'm this deep genius, strategic genius, who just missed a move. No, I mean he was actually just better than me in the whole game, like from beginning to end. So let me just say it very, very clearly. Yeah, all this stuff is just me basically being a bad loser. Okay, so b5, a takes b, a takes b. Now he played rook takes a8, and now I had another one of these thoughts, like what should I do? I can play rook takes a8, banking on him not seeing this move for the third time in a row, or in this case I can play bishop takes a8, dropping the pawn on b5, but probably being able to save it. So this was my idea, that okay, you know what, I'm gonna go lose this pawn, because I was really afraid of my poker face, because and also I was thinking, okay, now you've thought for like 5 minutes, so he's gonna think, why isn't he just taking it with the rook? What's wrong with him? So I was thinking he might just notice just because of that, because you're playing it so slowly. So he just took, yeah. So I don't know. I guess he didn't see it, but yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe if I were a poker player, I mean, I do play some poker, but I'm not good at applying it to chess. So I don't know. It's a good, interesting situation in any case. So it was kind of a psychological battle between me and my whatever. But yeah, I didn't win it for sure. So knight takes b5. And now I'm not going to show you the whole game. Yeah, he beat me quite smoothly actually from here. But yeah, what I wanted to show you is that I had this move c4 here, and this would have made it a lot more interesting. So because basically this pawn here, this c5 pawn, is a little bit weak, and what I can do with it is, I mean, yeah, he has all kinds of stuff. It's not that I'm better or anything, but so knight c7, rook a8, or whatever. But so if he takes, so if he pushes, then of course e4 is hanging, so he can't push. And if he takes, of course I'm gonna be able to come here. Let's say, I don't know, am I still dropping this? I don't think so. Okay, I think I can just move it. Yeah, but yeah, it's a rook c8. Maybe not in this particular position, but one position or another, I will be able to play rook c8 and just press against these pawns, which are weak now. So this is why c4 is a good move, and this is a very typical move. And I was gonna play it, but I just, for some reason, I thought, okay, first things first, I'm gonna stop e5, and this I did by playing e5. And this was actually one of the worst moves I made in the whole game, because it's true, like, in a way it does make some sense, because this bishop is now stuck, so e5 is totally out of the picture, but d5 is a hole now, and this knight can beautifully come in. So I didn't play, I didn't play c4, I played e5, and let's see what happened. I'm not gonna show you the whole game again. e5, rook e1, rook a1, pretty sure. No, not rook a1, rook a1, yeah, rook a1, rook b5, rook b8, knight d6, yeah, and now I saw it. It's not just a pawn, like he's just more active here, so I can't just hope for whatever. Yeah, so he's gonna come in and then take f7, and how on earth am I gonna stop that? Actually, here it would have been interesting. Even here, I think after rook a1, c4 was still interesting. Yeah, I think it was c4. Although, yeah, it's getting a bit tough here, so it's getting a bit very, very iffy. So I can just keep my rook on f8 for the time being and protect f7. But yeah, so even this, so this one, you know, on general terms, it's a nice position for me, because all I need to do is protect e5, and at some point I will have some kind of play against d3, but it is, I'm pretty sure objectively it's lost. I mean, I'm not some, deep genius here for saying this, because you can also see it on the computer. But anyway, so basically this is what happened. Rook a1, rook b8, and then knight d6, bishop c6, and then he played h3. And basically I could have resigned here. I was playing around with whatever, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he has an extra pawn and he has play against. At some point he will have knight c4 attacking e5. He will have various ways he can attack c5. So, and I have very little in terms of defending this. Actually, one thing I could have done here maybe was h5. And if he comes in, then maybe... So h5 is just meant to keep his bishop out. Of course, it can still come out via d1, c3, a4 or something. But this way, he could actually just come in, because I ended up playing... yeah, okay, rook b2, bishop d1, knight d7, I think. And then actually... it doesn't... What happened? Bishop knight d7? Yeah, so I came back, and now bishop g4. And now actually if this knight is gone, then the whole thing is gone, because I won't be able to cover both e5 and c5 if this knight is gone. So this knight was kind of my last bastion of hope, and probably h5 would have been a smart move. But I mean, I wasn't in a, let's say, chess shape to make smart moves. Yeah, so after this, I mean, you can see that he's just winning. We played for another almost 20 moves, but there's not much to learn there, I think. So what did I learn from this game? So, I mean, other than not blundering with b5, it's still like it was kind of an interesting thing. So I mean, this kind of stuff with don't blunder with b5, yeah, I mean, there's probably 15 different chess maxims I could cite here. I mean, let's just go for a few. So first of all, yeah, lose pieces drop off. So by playing b5, let's go for the main point. Yeah, b5 here. Yeah, so b5 hangs c6. Yeah, so c6 is a loose piece. Loose pieces drop off. Be very careful when you make a move that loosens a piece. Yeah, right. Okay. Then you can say, oh, you always have to check what changes in a position when you make a move, which is kind of the same as the one before. You can say, yeah, sit on your hands. Check one more time what would happen when you make it. There is like pawns don't move backwards. There is check your opponent's weakest piece. Yeah, that's the bishop, right? So how is he gonna try to improve it? By playing e5. Okay. What else? I don't know. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. But yeah, there is lots of different ways I could have avoided this. Will it help? I don't know. Like, I think at some point you're gonna blunder. Of course, I think I will get better at not blundering just by myself. So, and I mean, the main point is simply because these blunders hurt. Yeah, they really do. And simply by just feeling this pain actually helps, I think, in the long run. And indeed, I think I would say I haven't done a blunder like this in the next 3 rounds. Of course, that's not an incredibly big samples. I'm not, although I was lost in at least 2 of them, but not like, you know, this one move stupid blunders. I mean, sometimes you just don't understand the position. I think that's fine. But yeah, also, yeah, I think probably when I'm looking for imbalances, I mean, I learned it the hard way, not to push too hard. So I'm playing black with a Sicilian, but it doesn't. I often had this kind of opponent, so in long games, short games, online, offline, where white just kind of sits there. And I learned the hard way that, okay, look, he's sitting there, but he's white, okay? He's white. If he's sitting there doing nothing, chances are it's just an equal position, which is fine. I mean, you're black, you're not under pressure, that's great. But I should always stop, relax, and just improve the position. Don't don't play like d5, e5, f5, pushing all your pawns. There are some positions in which it's a good idea to push your pawns, especially if you remember a few videos ago I had one where I didn't push my pawns and I should have. But yeah, those are different. Yeah, those are usually A and B pawns, and you want to push those. That's fine because you want to have like a minority attack. You want to provoke your opponent there. But even there, yeah, you have to be a bit careful because this is how I lost in round 2. Okay, not much else to say here. So this was yeah, in a way, very embarrassing game. Like again, not saying I should have won. At no point in this game was I better under any stretch of imagination. But I mean, yeah, I could easily have drawn. I mean, he has offered me a draw. I'm not regretting rejecting the draw offer. But I mean, yeah, just play out the position. It's an equal position. You're just gonna, even if like I don't want to say, oh, you're gonna get your chances later. No, I mean maybe you're not gonna get your chances. It's a draw. I mean, who cares? What's the big deal? It's just a draw. It's okay. Draws are fine. Making really bad blunders is a problem. Yeah. So there you go. So playing on just doing random moves, I think it's fine. Just shuffling your pieces, trying for like I tried for this knight takes e4 move. That's fine because actually I was actually improving my position here. Yeah, so that would have been a really cool move to make. But yeah, sometimes they avoid your traps, and it's just the way it is. I mean, it's just fine. You just play on, and you'll get your chances, or you won't. Yeah, but don't blunder a piece. Anyway, I think probably most people have known about this principle already, but yeah, sometimes it feels like it's totally new to me. So I don't know. Well, I don't know. Thanks for watching. If you're still watching, if not, then it doesn't matter too much what I say. And I'll be back with round 5. I don't know if it's gonna be today, tomorrow, another day. I don't know. But thanks for watching. Goodbye.